the south of the marches, in the land of Sargova, a few years ago, 4 great heroes tackled the Lich Lord and defeated him. Glendor, Chase, Gunther and Dargon tracked the Lich Lord to its lair and had a final battle at the great monastery, which has now become a city of refuge for those fleeing the land of Sargova, because once the Lich Lord was defeated, something else was released, and now the land to the south of the monastery is shrouded in mist, and the only living things are refugees running from the terror. But what we need is 2 brave heroes to go into the land of Sargova, find out what's happening, what's going on. We need 2 heroes who laugh in the face of death, tweak the nose of terror, and so forth. But who can we rely on? Who? What steadfast heroes can we depend on to go into the land of... Oh God. Seriously, isn't there anybody else? But what mission exactly are Chumley and Meepo called upon to do? Let us consult Rory's story cubes. So, the fate of the world could be at stake here. We have a calculated risk, maybe. A tower, that sounds good, that sounds exciting. Terrifying monsters, and some kind of magical thing maybe, or speed is of the essence, we have to be lightning fast to get to this place. Tent, need to unlock something. Fire. So I think this, we need to go to a tower and find the secret that can tell us what has gone on here. Now, from the campaign where all this came from, everything kicked off from a tomb in the hills, so that's what the building might be. Perhaps we need to go to this tomb to find out exactly what's happened. We need to check it for clues and see if that gives us any idea about what's going on, so we can take the information back to this archaeologist guy, who's running the well, he's an important person in the refuge city built around the monastery. So yeah, we've got to go to this tomb, or you know, this cairn, this burial mound where this all kicked off, and as quick as we can. There may be lots of terror along the way, and the world is at stake, and we need to find a secret to discover perhaps a solution to reversing this terrible mist and terror that is sweeping the land of Sargova to the south of the marches. Now all this kicked off from the events of Lichemaster, and we've come in through this valley, and we're actually heading south, but anywho, and there's the town here, a couple of farms, a mine, a lake, and we know from the heroes that defeated the Lich Lord that the barrow is beside the lake, or near the lake, and below the shadow of the glacier. So that's where we need to head to. So if we follow the Jaswasser, and we can maybe find a boat. So if we head to Frughofen, or whatever it's called in my completely original world, we can find some kind of boat and head off down towards the lake to the barrow to find out what has actually kicked off there. So as we head down the road towards the town, we will do a classic roll to see if we get a wandering monster. I'm going to say 1 or a 2 we find something. and we do not. So we make our way to the town. Now we have Geek Gamer's book, and as this is a very sort of gothic, misty, creepy area now, we are going to do a 2d8 roll and come up with something. So we've got an 8 and we've got a 5. Now I've been carefully avoiding reading through this so I don't get any spoilers. Oh, do not give yourself up, unfortunate young man, to the anxieties of darkness. When the shadows of the mountains descend as they grow, bring the points and sides of their gigantic pyramids together on all sides, end up kissing each other in silence on the dark earth, when the fantastic images of the clouds spread, merge and come together under the protective veil of the night, like clandestine spouses, when the funeral birds start to cry out from behind the woods, and the reptiles sing in a broken voice some monotonous words at the edge of the swamps, then flee the hidden paths where spectres meet to form dark conjurations against the rest of men, the neighbourhood of cemeteries where the mysterious council of the dead gathers. When they come wrapped in their shrouds, flee the open meadow where the grass trodden in circles turns black, sterile and withered under the rhythmic steps of the witches. When the light, terrified at the approach of evil spirits, withdraws, turning pale, come and rekindle with me its prestige in the feasts of opulence and in the orgies of pleasure. Is gold ever lacking in my wishes? Do the most precious mines have a hidden vein that denies me its treasures? The very sand of the streams is transformed under my hand into exquisite stones which would make the ornament of kings. Do the most precious mines have a hidden vein that denies me its treasures? The most precious mines. We have a mine. There is a secret in the mine that could help undo all of this. Thank you, Geek Gamers. Excellent. So, as we are searching through the abandoned village, we find a clue. We find that there are traces of a mineral from the mine which are in unusual quantities, where there has been a battle here. The undead, it is clear, have come through and were defeated at the monastery, but there are traces of a mineral from the mine in their steps where they have marched and been kicking off. So we know that they have used this mineral. They are drawn to it somehow, or they are powered by it maybe. So perhaps this mineral is associated with the mists and the fear and the sinister creatures which have scared off the people from this part of Sargova. So we take note of that, and perhaps we will head north. We will be heading upstream if we go by boat, but there's no actual road to the barrow, so it might be worth doing that. So we shall, because we know there is a store of coracles here. We could take one of those and head upstream. Now night is going to fall, so this has been quite a long journey from the monastery, so we're going to have to stay the night here. So we will perhaps head to the farmhouse because it's quite big, and hole up there. We'll grab one of the coracles from I think it's here actually, number 12, the barn. I think they keep them in there, yeah, they do. So we'll take one of the coracles from the barn, and we will head to the orchard because it seems to be a sturdy farm building. The mill, Hector Brioche's mill, the family is now gone, they've escaped, but we will hole up there for the night. Now as night falls at the farmhouse, I think it is very likely that something is going to appear and possibly be a problem to us. So that is 65. That is a yes. So we need to find out what possibly undead creature or creatures are approaching. So we're using, well, sort of basic fantasy initiative. I'm going to use one die for all of the monsters and one die for each of our characters. So Chumley, Meepo, the wolves. Okay, the wolves go first, Meepo goes second, and Chumley goes last. I was hoping to get some pot shots off at them before they approached, but sadly that's not the case. So they're going to run in like goodness knows what. They're big old beasts, so only two of them can fit there. The first one, wolf number 1, is going to attack. He gets +2 against Chumley. That's 20, that's going to hit. And he rolls d6 damage. That's 5 damage for Chumley. And the other wolf is attacking Meepo with a 14. Meepo's armor class is 16, so he fends it off with his sword and shield. Now Meepo, who is just here, he is going to try and attack the wolf that's attacking him. Gosh. Okay, he gets a +5 total to hit. Oh boy. He just swings wildly and his sword just thunks into the doorpost. So it's Chumley who gets +5 and Meepo gets +4. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That is enough to hit the wolf facing him. D6 +1, that's a 7 against wolf 1. That does him a lot of damage, but not as much as I would like. At the beginning of the next round we roll initiative again. Chumley goes last again, but Meepo goes first. So Meepo swings with his short sword, adding 4, and that is 16 total, and he hits with his sword, which does 1d6 +1, that's rubbish, 6 damage to wolf number 2. So that wolf takes a massive hit, and the wolves now retaliate. One attacks Chumley. Whoa! Snaps at him, but he clunks it in the face with his mace, and the other one fails completely against Meepo. So now Chumley will fight back against his wolf. He's hiding over here behind this giant piece of cardboard. +5, 15. That is enough to hit. D6 +1. That is 5 damage. He kills his wolf. Okay. So that's everybody. We roll again for the next round. Ooh. Chumley and the wolves go simultaneously, and Meepo goes next. So let's do Chumley first, but it's happening at the same time. So wow, that's awesome. D6 +1 against wolf number 3. Yeah, that's rubbish. So clunks in with his mace, but not by very much. The wolf attacks him with an 8, 9, 10. That is not enough. Snaps at him. He clunks it in the face with his shield, and the other wolf attacks Meepo with 20 D6 damage to Meepo. That is not good. He is down by a bit. And now it's Meepo's turn to retaliate against that wolf. He swings with his short sword. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. D6 plus 1 damage. 6, 7 damage against that wolf. It is absolutely killed. There we go. Now we roll again for initiative. We have got Chumley first, the wolf second, Meepo third. So Chumley swings for this wolf with his mace. Oh yeah, that's a good hit. D6 plus 1. 2. Okay. Yeah, you know, better than nothing. The wolf retaliates with a plus 2. Oh, that's a hit. That's not very nice. And that's only 1 damage to Chumley. And the other wolf attacks Meepo. And that is a miss. So Meepo now swings his short sword at this wolf. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is enough. D6 plus 1. That is a 2. That is not great. So he clunks the wolf in the nose with his short sword. We are going wolves first. Chumley second, Meepo third. So this wolf facing Chumley snaps at him and misses. The wolf facing Meepo, yes, that's a terrible mess. So Chumley with his mace, 10, 14 total, 15 total, sorry, and D6 plus 1, that's a 7 damage. That wolf is done. And Meepo, work your magic. No, that's a 7. So we come to the end of that round. Meepo and Chumley go first. Meepo will launch in, adding a 4 and missing. Chumley will also attack the wolf. 13. Oh yeah, that's plenty. D6 plus 1. Can we finish this one off? 3, 4. Not quite. It's almost done. So the wolf then attacks. Is it 1 to 3? It will attack Chumley. It does snap for Chumley. Plus 2. That is a miss. So Meepo perhaps nudges it out of its bite trajectory. So we're rolling for initiative again. Oh, everybody acts simultaneously. Okay, that's kind of strange. So let's do Chumley first. That's a hit for 5. That kills the wolf. The wolf fails to hit anybody, and it is finished off. Meepo probably also lends a hand but misses, and the wolf is defeated. So we pass the rest of the night peacefully before we get in our coracle and head off upstream towards the I don't know whether to go to the mine or the barrow. I don't know if perhaps we could have a quick look at the mine first. It all sounds a bit strange, this mineral that the undead creatures are using, powered by, lashing on to. I don't know whether to ignore that and go straight to the source, or go to the mine and investigate that. So I think it's probably going to be very likely that there's going to be some creatures here, if they are so fascinated with this mineral. So let's give it a very likely. 07, yes, that is a yes. There are some creatures here. I suspect they may be kind of zombie-ish, skeleton-ish, because we've found the scouts who were drawn by our living presences, and now we're probably going to find some of the rank and file troops who are congregating around this odd mineral that they are drawn to somehow. Now, in the Basic Fantasy Field Guide, I came across cadavers. Now they're kind of interesting because they're quite powerful, but they feast upon the flesh of other undead as well, and they are not exceptionally smart, but shouldn't be underestimated. I think these are not quite in league with the other undead that have been causing the people to flee. I think they are in this for themselves, so they maybe are also investigating this mineral which has drawn the other undead to it, and perhaps they are using that as bait, because that's why they've set up camp in the mine, because the mineral draws the other undead to it, and they feast on the undead. So perhaps we can, rather than have a knockdown, drag out fight with them, perhaps we can we recognise what they are? I mean, in the Basic Fantasy skill system, our target number at level 4 is 15. What intelligence have we got? Meepo's not great for that. Chumley's even worse. Would we immediately know that these are cadavers? No, we wouldn't. But we would know that they look pretty powerful as undead as we enter the mine, and we're going to think twice. I'm concerned about how powerful they are. 6 hit dice, so I think we would notice something different about them, surely. We've been on a few adventures. We would know that there's something unusual about them. So what is their general demeanour? I knew it would come up with that. That's just stupid. So well, they're clearly not. We are living things. We are not undead. They've been focused on drawing in undead and consuming them. So they might be a bit more surprised by us more than anything. So they might be willing to talk. I mean, they're not super intelligent, it says, but you know, they could. They might be willing to talk to us. So we're going to notice the difference, and we're going to stay by the door. Yeah, we are going to talk to them about what they're doing. They will clearly explain to us that there is much undead here, and we feast upon them. We draw them here, and we take them for food. And we are feeling quite uncomfortable, but we, Chumley is, or ever the diplomat, he is saying, well, we certainly don't want to interfere with your what you're doing here. That's, you know, we have total respect for your lifestyle choice. we are wondering why the other undead are drawn to this mineral. It seems strange, and so we are asking these creatures why that is. Okay, let's use our crazy oracle here from Gear Grind Games, the Kickstarter that they did. Is this mineral giving the undead strength? Now that the Lich Lord has been defeated, perhaps they are drawn to this as a source of power and strength, because this mineral is partly magical, maybe. Yes, but so it's giving them strength, but at what cost? Perhaps it sort of feeds away at them. It gives them power and energy, but they are sort of crumbling because of it, because of the energy that is in the mineral, and so the more they get of this mineral, the more powerful they become in the short term, but ultimately it is destroying them. And therefore Chumley, in parting, will say, well, we will definitely send as many undead here as we can to help you with that. We are on our own mission that's kind of unrelated to what you're doing here, so we wish you all the best, and we'll leave you to it. Good luck in all your endeavours, and we will now make our way to send more undead to you as we continue on our journey. Thanks. Keep up the good work. And so as we leave the mine and get back into our coracle, which looks a bit like a door, we prepare to make our way further upstream, back along the river. If I can find the map. Yeah, here we go. So we're over here. We checked out the mine, and now we are probably I think it's an easier walk, isn't it? But then we've got to cross the river, so I think we're going to head back to Wernick's farm, spend the night there after our escapades in the mine, and then the next day we'll head up to the lake to find the barrow.